Richard, a common concern with AI solutions is cost. So how are you addressing cost and cost management with our customers?
Great question, and you're right. It's definitely top of mind for folks, particularly around some of these Microsoft products. Copilot came out and was notoriously a very high barrier to entry from a cost perspective. It really comes down to how it's consumed. You can either have license-based consumption, which is the classic M365 Copilot and many of those, where you're paying a fixed price per user per month, often on an annualized contract. That has the advantage of being very predictable, but it can be expensive if you have a large customer base, large user base. The other way we're seeing people consume it is truly consumption-based. Several of the products within the larger AI suite are based on usage. It can be a little bit tricky to do the math, but basically it's how frequently is the product used, how many questions are answered, how many responses are given back. In some cases, that actually is a lower cost option for folks because you have 200, 300, 400 users who might have a low-level license, an F license, for example. Well, giving them access to Copilot directly might be cost prohibitive or might not even be an appropriate solution. Whereas if you do this within a consumption-based model, like Azure AI Studio or Copilot Studio, you're looking at more of a fixed cost plus their usage. So that can be much more appealing.
What would you say if I was going down, say, the Azure AI route, say, what would be the most significant factor to influencing cost when it comes to that solution?
Great question. So a lot of it comes down to that fixed cost again of some of the infrastructure. Most of our users, most of our customers rather, who are putting this out have a what's called a retrieval augmented generation use case. So they're bringing their own data in. That's brought in through AI Cert, and that is a fixed monthly cost. So that's kind of your baseline. On top of that is that, and they call it per token use. So it really depends on how many questions come in. Now, if it's an internal use case, even if you're a large company, that may be pretty insignificant. I believe we found on one of our use cases, it was less than $1 a month for the usage. However, if you're public facing, that becomes a major multiplier for your cost. And I definitely recommend doing some modeling to see what that's like to run some off.
Okay, great.